I had a client in Orange County someplace. I can't remember the exact address now. But she had a company, or she and her husband had a company, and the purpose of the company was to develop educational programs for schools. And when they started off, they were doing okay. And then somehow something happened, and their business went, whoa, started to go down. So she emailed me and called me. Again, they're calling me only because I get to erase this stuff. So as I began to do this cleaning, the inspiration came up, and I heard this little voice say, wrong name. The company had a wrong name. And so I waited, and so as we were talking, I was doing the cleaning, just listening. And then she asked, is there something we could do? And so I said to her what I heard. Sometimes it could be correct, sometimes not, but the best you can do, you say, I heard, and you're still cleaning. And so I heard that, I said to her that the name of your company is either incorrect or has to be changed. And so she said, okay, I'm willing to do that. And so I have to say this, I do it for a fee, huh? So we went over that, and maybe a couple of days later, as I worked on it, I heard the name for it. So I gave it to her, came up, there was a logo to go with it. And maybe within a year's time, the business just took off. Now they have warehouses to hold all this stuff. And they haven't done anything different. They didn't go leadership train. They didn't do any of that. And this business took off. And so the power of your being willing to clean, and so that you allow the divine in you to move you instead of yourself is incredible. So I'm just saying to you, names are very important. This is like when I'm talking to her, I got to remember what her last name sounds like. If I say it incorrectly, it creates problems for all of us. That's how important, the sound is so important. If you pronounce somebody's name incorrectly, you can cause them to be sick. You can kill plants. When I worked at Hawaii State Hospital, no plant would grow in the building. No plant. The paints were peeling, toilets would flush with nobody on them. You know, I mean, toilets know how to flush, but that sort of stuff. So as we began to work on it, paint stayed up. Finally, without telling people would bring plants, the plants would grow. So it's very important to always be constantly cleaning. So now that you've had something to eat, you might have generated or burped up a question. So, anybody? I'm willing to handle a burp from the back of the room. Yes. You got to talk loud so everybody can hear you.
Okay. Do we actually create? We create. Do we actually create more memories? I mean, there's only so many memories, correct?
I don't know. You got to keep talking so I can.
Okay, so I guess I'm asking is, say for example, somebody ticks me off. Well, I had that memory anyways because I'm angry, but I don't clean. Do I create more memories?
Now what happens is I'm just going to stay with the memory in which you get ticked off.
Okay.
So that memory sinks back. Maybe it'll never come up again. You would have lost it. If you had cleaned it, maybe the branching off it would have come okay, and then new business showed up. But because you didn't clean that particular irk, because it wasn't very significant, because you were driving, had nothing to do with your business, but had you cleaned that, it would have come back with your business.
So a lot of times we get one chance at this.
Well, we get one chance in which something bubbles up, and if you don't get it, it falls back up again. It may never come up again. You got to remember, these things are swirling, they're moving, and so you're just seeing different faces, and then sometimes this part of it will drop, and you'll never see it again. You're stuck with it. Stuck. Yes.
Yeah. A lot of discussion of the memories and cleaning is when something with a negative connotation arises.
Yeah.
What about when it's a positive thing?
How do you know that?
How do I know it's positive?
Yeah. You'd have to be God to know that.
So if someone says, I'm really excited, I'm I got a new job, or I have a baby coming. That's when we listen, we should be cleaning also.
Oh yeah. It's like the kidneys. You have a kidney, it doesn't decide what's good or bad. It comes through and then it automatically does, but if it doesn't come through because you say it's good, then you stop the process. Again, coming back to our friend, we look at him playing, he looked terrible, right? So we think it's wrong, we should correct him. Wouldn't that people say that? I'm asking you.
Yeah, most people would say.
Yeah, but why would you want to change something that's not broken? He just happens to be his unique way of playing. So I don't know what's right or wrong. I'm not going to decide. I just want to keep the cleaning going, keep the cleaning going. So I don't have to decide what's right, what's wrong, what's good, what's bad. I'm not into that. So what happened to him?
Well, he kind of went for a little dip. Now he's on the rise again.
Yeah, oh, he's on the rise again. He has problems. Yeah, because once you change something, you have doubts now. Because it doesn't work. Isn't that so with golfing? You just have one doubt. I don't care what system you have, the whole thing goes off. So instead of dealing with that, why not just keep cleaning so you get tune and it takes care of its own. You don't have to fuss with it. See, when you decide what is good, who decides what's good? Now, I'm going to take this slowly because it may sound goofy. Who decides whether something's right or wrong, or good or bad?
Hooponopono. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't. If you haven't heard of it, brace yourself, because it's the most powerful, the most transformational, the most magical, the most miraculous technique I've ever come across. I'm Dr. Joe Vitale. I've written 80 books. I've recorded 15 albums. I have 200 some products. I have a coaching program, certification programs, but nothing ever has had the impact in my life as Hooponopono has. I've been teaching it to other people since around 2005. There is great depth to it, though it's very simple. On the very superficial level, there's really only 4 phrases, and you're kind of saying them as a quiet prayer or petition. But there's so much more to it than that. And what I really want you to do is check it out. I want you to check it out for you, your family, your friends, and ultimately for the world. It's that powerful. And as I like to say, expect miracles.